Here we go, Prescott. Fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a hard-hitting show. 928-541-1016 will get you on the air. Questions, comments, welcome, always. Clinic number, 928-445-5607. So I got a comment on the court decision that came down this week. In fact, on Bongino Report, it says that post-conviction Trump fundraising skyrockets to historical $53 million in 24 hours. You know what that means to me? That means that patriotic Americans are awake. They see what a totalitarian, fascist kind of a government, wherever it is in the world, never really works out for the citizens. The upper elites, yep, big money, big power, big deal. But for the citizens, and I'll bring, like Bongino says, I've got the receipts. Remember, Elon Musk said, hey, Anthony Fauci should be prosecuted because the NIH, and we've talked about this, the NIH, National Institutes of Health, they said, yeah, taxpayer dollars went to funding the gain of function in Wuhan. He denied it in front of Congress. Isn't that like a felony? Does the law apply only to one side of the equation? And we've talked about the experts ripped the CDC for redacting all 148 pages of information on myocarditis. They're not telling you the truth. They're lying by omission. The NIH is saying, we funded it. Yeah, we lied. We did. Not only did taxpayer dollars go to funding in Wuhan, but gain of function. What does that mean? I had a patient ask me that this week. So what does that really mean? It means you have a bug, you have a problem, you want to make it worse. You want to make it more deadly. Who the heck does that? I mean, who wakes up in the morning and says, I have a dog that bites people. Let's see if we can get him to bite more people. I mean, it's just like crazy time. And then we have this little gem. See, Fauci, he's been dodging bullets, lying, doing this, that, and the other thing. He finally admits. Did you see this? I just saw this morning. Fauci says there's no evidence for pandemic guidance on masking or social distancing. Oh, really? You mean that was a lie, too? Was it just a big power play? Again, people in power have the ability to help people with their health care and to make good decisions. But remember, Fauci had to badmouth hydroxychloroquine. Bear with me. I know you've heard this. He had to badmouth hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin because if there's anything that worked for COVID, you couldn't get an emergency use authorization, an EUA, for the vaccine. Even though they've been around forever, ivermectin got a Nobel Prize in 2015. Nope, that's not good. Hey, how about like natural immunity? Nope, that's not good now because we got to sell this vaccine. I mean, you people need to wake the heck up. If you don't take care of your health and you think the government's going to fly in on a white horse and take care of it for you, I think, my opinion, yours are welcome, I think you're sadly mistaken. I don't think these people show any evidence at all that they're really on your side relative to a whole boatload of things as it pertains to this show and my profession, your health care. I think that's a dream. I think it's a flippin' dream that you think that they're on your side and they're going to take good care of you. And we're going to I think it's a fallacy. I think it's pretty crazy. So it just continues, right? I mean, you have all this stuff going on. And I have a shirt on today. We're live streaming. Good morning. I can back off a little bit on the intense rhetoric, but there's a time. In fact, that's what I want to show you. I read this quote last week. This is a quote from Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who was executed 2 weeks before Germany surrendered. His quote, "Silence in the face of evil is itself evil. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act." And I'm not talking about breaking laws. I'm talking about, is it time to get up and do a push-up? Is it time to walk around the block? Is it time to throw away the stinking cookies? You gained 10 pounds last year and you're up 7 already this year. When is it too much? When are you gonna take control? When do you get pushed enough politically, because it's overwhelming everything, politics is, and definitely sifting into and polluting healthcare. When is it enough? When are you going to take charge? When are you going to do it? On our clinic wall, we have a poster, and I'm going to read it to you, and it's from Team Never Quit. It's a Navy SEAL organization, and we're pro-military big time, my wife and I. EMT, policemen, firemen, big time supporters. Well, we need to defund the police. Why don't you take a flying bite out of my kneecap? On what planet does defunding law enforcement increase anything but crime? And in the crime, no bail. You just get up. We got to empty the prisons because of COVID. Holy cow, so they empty the prison. So does crime go up or down? I mean, there's some common sense stuff that we just have to look square in the face. And you may get offended by my rhetoric today. That's okay. I got to be me. This is what the poster says. We have one in our basement, too, where we work out. And I'll fill in the words that make it relevant to healthcare. I will never quit. I persevere and thrive on adversity. My nation expects me, nation, think patience, expect me to be physically harder, mentally stronger, meaning learn new stuff, take care of the new information, share with patients. So we have a lot of tools in the tool bag to pull out and help people. My nation expects me to be physically harder, mentally stronger than my enemies. What's the enemy of all good doctors in the planet? Aches, pains, diseases, conditions, and problems. That's the enemy that we're fighting in healthcare. If knocked down, I will get back up every time. Meaning if I fall short, I'm going to learn some new stuff. I'm going to study a new nutrition. I'm going to study a new See, I have certification in the Brimhall technique. I have certification in allergy elimination, NAT. I have certification in I'm a fellow of the International Academy of Medical Acupuncture. I'm certified the Functional Medicine University. And I gladly have done a lot of time, money, and effort to do those things. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I love doing that stuff. I get bored easily. I need to learn that stuff. All that stuff fits comfortably under the umbrella of what my scope of practice allows for in Arizona and in this country. I'm doing everything legally, effectively, safely. Our adjustments are low force. Nobody's afraid of what we do in our clinic because it's easy peasy, and thank you, Lord, it's effective. So I will draw on every remaining ounce of strength, meaning the knowledge that I have, refer to books, refer patients to another doctor if I need to protect my teammates. Who's that? My staff and my patients. And accomplish our mission, which is to get people good and keep them good. I am never out of the fight. See, that's on our wall. That's on our wall in our clinic. That's a good philosophy for me. That's why it's on my wall in my basement and in my clinic. You get me on the radio. You don't have this is Dr. Hancock, and then somebody else in the clinic or at home. You get me. You listen to this show, you get me. So I'm wearing a shirt today. And the front of it, what does the front say? Keep moving forward. And on the back of it, I took a picture because, I can't rotate my head around and do a zoom. And so I took a picture. It's on the back. It says, crawling is acceptable, falling is acceptable, puking is acceptable, crying is acceptable, pain is acceptable, quitting is not. When's it time, Prescott? When are you gonna step up? And I'm saying all of you are wimps and I'm the only one getting after it. I'm not saying that at all. Wherever you are, you could probably do more. We donated to the Trump campaign. We never have before. Well, years ago we did. Bongino gave $100,000 to the Trump campaign. Whether you like Trump or not, you need to know, if you look at history and you study history, read Santayana, what's going on in New York and a whole boatload of other places is not a representative republic. It is fascism. And I've been saying for months, don't vote for fascism because that's not going to cut it. Because if you think they're gonna take over, false charges and open borders in Afghanistan and giving the right to vote like they just voted for in Washington D.C., illegals can vote. And Schumer said this week, we let the border open because we want those people to be voting for us. Oh, shocker! We never saw that coming, Chuck. When's it time? Are you ready? It's going to be a fight. Not just this election, but the totalitarian mentality is never, historically, pushing for better health. We're going to take really good care of our citizens. Really? The citizens? They're getting the shaft because of illegals coming across the border. How was that? You got a whole boatload. When we come back, we'll start talking health, but you got to get that off your chest because it's so stinking relevant. 928-541-1016. We'll be right back. Lenny, go Lenny, go Lenny. Time for me to fly. Yeah, it's time for us to all fly. Let's bring it together, get things done, take the country back. There's a lot of people that, they're afraid to talk because, New York Times said to the jurors in New York, you better do the right thing here. By the way, I left something out when I was ranting. Appreciate you listening. I mean, you have an option. You can disappear. By the way, kyc.info, bing, bing, bing. That's where you'll find us on live stream. So what I neglected when I brought up Dr. Fauci, I forgot. I hate when I forget that. So just to make up for you, Dr. Fauci's admitting, if you just joining us late, yeah, they just kind of made up the mask stuff. And Dr. Scott Atlas, 100 peer-reviewed articles, author, bingo, said masks are zippity ding-dong. He even said the N95 mask, zero. And Fauci, of course, Mr. Power, making more than the president, has Secret Service protection. How about Kennedy? I don't have any allegiance to Kennedy. I've said that 100 times. But the Kennedy family with no Secret Service protection, multiple times asked, every time denied by Biden. But Fauci has protection. He's retired. You know what? You could see me bubbling over the last several weeks. It just cascaded into the volcano. I can't take it anymore. Somebody quit lying to me. Everybody quit lying to me. Tell me the truth. I'll decide. Don't make Deborah Birx in her stinking book said they made up the 6-foot thing. Yeah, we just made it up. Yeah, we're going to close the school. Fauci said, you should close the school. Then he says, I never said that. I never closed the school. Yeah, he didn't put the key in the lock. God, these people. So this is, let's see, we're turning the tide. There's a whole boatload. We're going to talk about health span. It's going to take a few weeks to get through this because I got a buttload of stuff and it's important to me. I hope it's important to you, and I'm just blessed and honored that you're listening anytime you can, 9 to 10 Saturday, following 8 to 9, John Rush Show on Everything Sports. After me, you got Drive Time AZ, everything vehicular. Tires, mileage, trucks, cars, airplanes. Probably not. So anyway, this is pretty cool. Ready for this? The chief medical editor at Harvard Health Publishing. Dun, dun, dun. We need some. You got to get. Oh, yeah. What happened? Well, that wasn't anywhere near what I was hoping it would be. Anyway, this guy reversed course and stated that he now recommends a daily multiple vitamin mineral supplement for the general population at large. This follows on the heels of a 2023 congressional resolution that acknowledged the health benefits of nutritional supplements. Shocker. And an earlier survey found that 80% of pharmacists take a daily multiple vitamin. Yeah, the people that distribute drugs, there's a time and a place for drugs. There's a time and a place for surgery. There's a time and a place for vaccines. But tell me the truth about it. Let me decide. Don't you force the military and doctors and people all over the planet to get a vaccine that you now admit you didn't test. Or you tested it and you now know that it wasn't effective for stopping COVID or preventing transfer of COVID. I mean, if you think back over the last 3 or 4 years listening to this show, boy, this sounds self-serving. Who's been right? I said 4 minutes after the whole COVID thing broke, I said, ding, 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 folks, it's a virus. It's going to mutate. There's not a factory on planet Earth that can keep up with a mutating virus, period. And we said it before, Rachel Walensky, a month after she said that the vaccine doesn't work because it shifted, the Omicron came out and the vaccine was like, oops, swing and a miss, strike 3. A month after that, Biden made it mandatory. Okay, it doesn't work. It's dangerous. We covered up the information from the CDC. They're lying to you by omission about COVID being a problem. How about AstraZeneca? A couple weeks ago, they said, yeah, we're going to pull the vaccine internationally because clots. No, it doesn't cause clots. It's not from a lab. You're lying. You misinformation, disinformation. Don't you want to puke? It's okay to puke. My shirt says so. Just don't quit. So what's interesting about this is, see, this guy, his name is Dr. Lewine. He's a practicing internist at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. It's results from a recently published Cosmos trial showing the cognitive benefits of multivitamin mineral changed his viewpoint. Oh, you mean he made his decision on research? Based on research, not repetition. Yeah, he was like, yeah, nutrition, that's expensive urine. And interestingly enough, he says, yeah, some of this nutrition stuff is crap. Oh, really? Um, how about we do the cognitive study published 18 months earlier showed cognitive benefits from vitamin and mineral supplementing. Should we look at the research? Should we base our health decisions on research or repetition? Expensive urine, election denier. Come on, just grow a pair, would you? It's time to step up. So that study published in the Alzheimer's Association trade journal Alzheimer's and Dementia in September 2022. Do you think they know anything about, cognitive decline? Probably so. So what he says is, yeah, the other nutrition is, it's kind of bogus. How about 2023-24 studies from a wide variety of countries demonstrating benefits for skin health, pain management, offsetting microplastic damage to the gut, blood sugar management, and improving sexual function for women taking antidepressants. At least 6 studies in the past year show positive results in aiding weight loss. Why? Nutrition. Over 30 studies in the past year alone. National Institutes of Health, PubMed database, archive literally hundreds of studies on each and every nutrient and herb on grocery store shelves. So the research is there. What are you going to do with it? The Harvard dude said, you have an overwhelming amount of evidence, so I guess I got to lean this way. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to go with Pat. So, Pat, thanks for calling. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come right back to you. Pat called 928-541-1016. We'll be right back. One of the best songs ever. Nice key change. Frank knows that. Frank hears that stuff. So we're going to be getting to, like I said, we're going to talk lifespan. We're going to talk health span. The 3-legged stool of cardiovascular health. We didn't finish, and we will. The information, pretty important information on maltodextrin, big sweetener that's in everything. Lymphedema, we're going to talk about that. We got some Yogi Berra quotes, which will get us going. And we still have ways to go on the fingernail stuff. We do the fingernail stuff because you pretty much have your hands with you all the time, unless you're Captain Hook. Then I guess you got something else going on. But you can look at your own hands as we're on the show describing what the heck's going on so you can improve your health, because that's what we're all about. Get you good, keep you good. One of the ways we do that is this show, Saturday mornings, 9 to 10. So you can call in 928-541-1016. Pat, you're next. Thanks for being patient through that break. What's cooking?
Dr. Hancock,
Yes, sir.
it's good to talk to you, and my name is Jack, not Pat.
Oh, my bad. Okay, Jack. Well, we appreciate you. You know, Pat can call in, but we appreciate the heck out of you calling in, Jack. So how can I help you today?
Okay. Well, I have a general question about hydrogenated oils,
Yeah.
but first I'd like to just compliment you for having the courage and the guts to not shy away from political chicanery that goes on all the time. I appreciate things like that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's my wife sometimes says, because people get censored and canceled, and doors busted down at 4 a.m. My wife said, could you back off a little bit? And she's a gunfighter too, not with a gun, but I mean she's a fighter. So I can't. So Jack, thank you for that. I have to be me, like I said early on in the show. I can't soft pedal corruption and lies and crap because it's not a CD player they're lying about. It's your health and my health. I got to step up. So thank you so much for that.
Because things are getting so unbelievably bad that all of us have got to speak up before it all goes down the drain.
Amen. I couldn't say it any better than that, Jack. That is so true.
Okay, and I guess most of us know about how bad hydrogenated oils are, for clogging up arteries, etc.
Right.
But what I'm seeing on labels a lot these days is a phrase I've never seen before, where it said esterified, E-S-T-E-R, esterified oils. And I don't know what that is.
I couldn't tell you chemically exactly what that is, but it certainly puts me in mind of when the world found out how bad NutraSweet was. Aspartame, the chemical name.
Yes,
The product
yes.
name is NutraSweet. When people found out that, you mean the primates, meaning monkeys and apes that were experimented on before aspartame was released to the American public, 50% of the primates had seizures. Why? Because aspartame is a neurotoxin. So NutraSweet was changed to amino sweets. Everything's the same, I think, but they're just dancing. So you're sharp enough, Jack, and a lot of other people. This is a savvy audience. They get that hydrogenated oils are so called because they expose the oils to hydrogen, so the chemical bonding is set. So it has a shelf life of 400 years instead of the unsaturated, which you have it in a cool environment, you have it in a light-proof container, and you use it, and it can be beneficial. But who needs a big, long shelf life? Put it in the flipping refrigerator. So I think part of what they're doing, maybe, and I'm guessing, maybe what they're doing with this esterified oils is they're shying away from the hydrogenated oils, which have the reputation of being poop, I think they're just dancing. The label people can say 0 fat, and then you read the label and it says, well, there's a half a gram of fat per serving. Well, how does that become 0? See, that's why I get so frustrated, because people are lying, they're dancing, they're shuffling, and nobody's willing to tell the truth because of power or money, and I can't do it anymore. I can't play that game. So I think you're on to something. And esterified, I'd have to look that up, honestly, to see exactly what that is. But my guess is it's some kind of a dance to move away from hydrogenated and maybe a way to extend the shelf life.
Well, that's my take. I kind of assumed that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna maybe do some homework on that, because we typically read labels on like everything because we shop at health food stores and all that kind of stuff.
And
And
well,
so, eh,
as I understand it too, from reading in the past, is the entire hydrogenation process is kind of a gift from the Nazis in the early 40s.
interesting. Boy, you just opened a whole interesting category there because the person that was an advisor for Planned Parenthood was the only American to ever meet with Adolf Hitler after Hitler came to power.
That's right.
Have you heard about that? That's just scary. And so that Decon 1 or whatever that they use in the gas chambers, that was somehow connected with this guy. I think his name was Lawford Stoddard or something like that.
Well,
You look at the
I'm not sure about that, but you're right. I've read about that a long time ago. But they wanted to. There was a shortage of actual butter, and so what they were doing is they wanted to make a fake butter, so to speak, and they hydrogenated oils, and it came out as kind of like a white lard, and it came with like a packet of yellow dye. They put that together, and that was supposedly a substitute for butter for the masses in Germany, etc.
well, and margarine, it's still available now. Margarine is, they see what happened is the world said, "Whoa, cholesterol's bad." So what
Yeah.
has cholesterol? Well, dairy. Oh, well, then butter's bad and milk is bad. So we got to make up margarine. Margarine causes more heart attacks than butter ever will. But it's again, you're lied to. The research is not taken into account the way it should. And the American public gets margarine. The American public gets aspartame. The American public gets COVID shots. The American public gets a bunch of crap instead of people doing their own homework, taking responsibility for their health, like you did. What a brilliant call, Jack. This is excellent because you are so right. Hydrogenated oils, that's not where we want to go, but it's there and we got to do our homework and then we choose. If we're told the truth, we choose. And like it said in what was it, not Back to the Future, but Indiana Jones, like that 800-year-old guy, he said, he chose wisely. Remember that scene? The guy drinks out of the cup and his face doesn't blow up. So it's like, yeah, that was a good move. But we have to be educated and then we do the right thing. And I got to go to a break, Jack. This is a great call. You call in any time, sir.
Sure, keep it up. I try to never miss your show.
I appreciate that more than I could ever tell you. So, and thank you for your comments. Yeah, I have to tell the truth, and people can turn me off or beat me up, but I'm fighting. I'm not going down easy. That's for darn sure. So, Jack, thanks again. You have a great weekend, sir. And
Okay.
all right.
Same to you.
All right. Thanks so much. So 928-541-1016. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, no pressure here. The only I put on myself. It's like get smart, help people, and let's go. So let's lighten the load. Not the load, but just the. We talked about this. Oh, yeah, Yogi Berra, amazing. I think we did this one last time, but in one of his quotes, I never said most of the things I said. Only Yogi. It ain't the heat, it's the humility. Yeah. If you ask me anything I don't know, I'm not going to answer. I mean, this guy has a patient brought this. There are 50 of these. I can do one more. I wish everybody had I had to read it first. I have to edit these, right? They're not bad. It just some of them aren't as funny. This is good. I wish everybody had the drive he, meaning Joe DiMaggio, had. He never did anything wrong on the field. I'd never seen him dive for a ball. Everything was a chest-high catch, and he never walked off the field. Yeah, okay, he's still out there somewhere. Remember Yankee Stadium used to have the 3 monuments out there? And the ball would be bouncing around out there because center field was like 461 feet to dead center. Well, you could hit a tape measure home run, and it was an out. I think Shea Stadium was 470 to center field. Well, you got to move those in because home runs bring fans to the stadium. Big scoring, all that kind of stuff. So we've been doing nails. We did white nails, yellow nails. Today, blue nails. An indication the body may not be getting sufficient oxygen. You'd have guessed that, right? You're savvy listeners, like I said before. Possible link to lung issues. So if you're looking at your fingernails, they're kind of blue, and it's, 83 degrees is a high today or somewhere in there. It's not 20 degrees snowing. You could be blue just because circulation. Why is that happen, by the way? Well, the brain said on the show, if you have interference of the brain signals by way of, misalignments of your spine, the brain's not going to be able to communicate to the body part. So the brain says, oh, it's kind of cold out here. Let's constrict the extremities. That's why people get frostbitten ears and noses and all that, because the body knows enough to conserve the heat to keep the kidneys and the heart and the lungs going. That's why you have a rib cage to protect the kidney, heart, lungs, and spleen and pancreas, all that stuff. So the blue nails, maybe, and when it's warm, you got blue nail, you may be in trouble. Could be heart issues, right? Had a new patient yesterday who has an iron deficiency. So what do you think an iron deficiency? I mean, she came in knowing that. We just did a consult and exam yesterday. Iron deficiency, what does that mean? Well, if it's microcytic anemia, meaning the red blood cells are small, they can't carry oxygen. So what does that do for your cardiovascular system? Well, you can't hike Thumb Butte as easily as you want to. You may not have the energy that you want to. And if you're low in vitamin C, that impacts on the availability and absorption of iron. So some people say, well, I need to use iron cookware. I didn't tell you answer that. Or you could have macrocytic anemia, meaning the red blood cells are immature, they're too big. B12 folic acid deficiency. Better form of folic acid, in fact, the only form you should be thinking about, B9 is folate. Folic acid synthetic. I think it was the same patient. Yeah, it was the same patient. Excuse me. Can I get some water? I've been yakking so hard, and I appreciate I get ranting because Jack said a lot of things that really blessed me, about fighting the good fight. 2 Timothy 2:7, fight the good fight, finish the race. Let's go down swinging if we're going down, folks. But I'm not going down. I was just telling Andrew, within a week, I'm going to be in practice 44 years. I'm getting stronger mentally, physically, skill-wise. I got more tests that I have taken and passed, and masters in human nutrition. I listed some of the other credentialing that I have. I'm having more fun than ever. Why the heck would I want to retire? There's work to be done. I'm having fun. Great staff, great wife. What the heck? I'm living the dream here. So if you have Macrocytic anemia, the red blood cells are immature, B12, folate deficiency. You don't want that. So blue nails can, I just go out on a rant because that's what you should do. That's why I do this. So you can see, you look at your own fingernails, they're kind of blue. Well, maybe you're on oxygen. Maybe you need oxygen. So anyway, the same patient brought in a nutrient, and she said she didn't like it, but she thought it'd be important. It had DL-alpha tocopherol. That's synthetic vitamin E, boys and girls. Synthetic, the L, I said to her, and I'm kidding, it's a DL, just like levorotatory, right? L-tryptophan, L-arginine. That's just a chemical structure rotating to the left. It's just the way the molecule's set up. So anyway, DL, I say the L is loser. That means leave it alone. That means lousy. DL, synthetic vitamin E, come on. Synthetic folate, synthetic form is folic acid. Why would you do that? It's common. You can go to a health food store, it says vitamin C, which is high fructose corn syrup and hydrochloric acid. They say that's ascorbic acid. That's 25% of what makes up vitamin C. They say, this is vitamin C. No, it's not. So that's why knowing what should be known, and I don't have all the answers. I don't even have half of the answers, but I have some of the answers. So I try to share them with you Saturday mornings, 9 to 10. Remember, following me, Drive Time AZ. In fact, they'll be filtering into the lobby out there behind the glass there. Oh, I didn't even, I'm sorry, Scott, right out in front. He's the one that'll take your calls. He's waving at me. I got on such a rant. I think just Tom Watering. He's the host at Drive Time AZ. Got on such a rant, didn't even introduce my buds here. To my right is Andrew. He's running the board here. And about 100 other things. Scott out front, Andrew over to my right. You great listeners out there. Give me a call if you have a question or come. We got one more break, right? Coming up like now. Anyway, 928-541-1016. Clinic number 928-445-5607. 44-55-607. So we're going to come back, and next week we're going to talk about Bose lines, B-E-A-U. These are interesting. Terry's nails, yellow nails, blue nails, Bose lines on your nails. So we talk about that. We just keep going through that because we're trying to help you. You look at your fingers and you go, whoa, maybe I should get some testing done. 928-541-1016. We'll be right back.